Hello everyone, good day. I'm Angel Gail Margaret Daniel. So I'm going to discuss my chosen topic, which is the option 2, the group data frequency distribution. So first, when conducting a statistical research, investigation or study, the researcher must gather data for the particular variable under investigation. To describe situations, make conclusions, the researcher must organize the data gathered in some meaningful way. So the easiest way and the widely used of organizing data is to construct a frequency distribution. So the frequency distribution table, this is the way to organize data to show either the actual number of observations or observation falling in range or percentage of observations. So before we get started, the in constructing a frequency distribution table, we must define some terms that are essential to understand deeper the nature of data that are displayed in a frequency distribution. So first is the raw data. So this is the data collected in an original form. Next is the range. This is difference of the highest value of the and the lowest value in distribution. Then frequency distribution is the organization of data in a tabular form using mutually exclusive classes showing the number of observation in each. Next is the class limits. This is the highest and lowest values describing a class. Class boundaries. This is the upper and lower values of class of a group frequency distribution whose values has additional place more than the class limits and end with the digit 0.5. Interval. This is distance between the class lower boundary and the class lower boundary, and is denoted by the symbol I. So in frequency, this is the number of values in a specific class of a frequency distribution. Next, the relative frequency. This is the value obtained when the frequencies in each of the class frequency distribution is divided by the total number of values. Percentage is obtained by multiplying the relative frequency by 100%. Cumulative frequency, this is the sum of the frequencies accumulated up to the upper boundary of a class in a frequency distribution. Midpoint, or the class mark, is the point halfway between the class limits of each class and is representative of the data within that class. Now, let me discuss with you the group frequency distribution. So the data here is the following data gives the IQ scores of a random sample of 100 people. So there are steps in constructing a frequency distribution. First, let's determine the classes. So let's find first the highest and lowest value. For the highest value, or HV. For the highest value here, we have the we have the 140 for our highest value. And for our lowest value, we have here the 81. That's our lowest value. And for finding the range, the formula for this is the HV minus LV. So 140 minus 81 is equals to 59. And that's our range. So since our range is 59, so mga around 60 siya, pwede tayo mag-decide ng class limit or the number of classes, which is number 6. Since we have now the number of classes, which is 6. Let's find the class which divide number of classes. So we have the range here, the 59 divide the 6. So this is something 9 point something. So let's kung may remainder, i-run off natin siya to 10. So that is our class interval. So this means that in every classes, there are 6 classes, may interval siya, may 10 numero sa every class. Gets? So anong 10 numero na nakalagay doon? So from the lowest value, which is the 81 to 90, 91 to 100, then so on. Now let's proceed to the frequency distribution table. Now, i-construct na natin siya and ilalagay na natin yung range per class. So, magsisimula tayo sa lowest value, which is the 81. To 90. Since our interval is 10. Then 91 to 100. Then 101 to 110. 111 to 120. 121 to 130. And 131 to 140. So, dapat ma-match siya sa 140 na highest value. So, perfect. And now, next is gagawin na natin yung frequency. So, ang pagkuha sa frequency kay mag-base ka kung kapila mo appear na kanina range. So, example, 8. Now, here's my piece of advice since we're dealing a large numbers on or elements or values data, that make sure na i-cross natin siya para mas madali natin siyang itali. So, let me show you how. Just watch. So now we have finally finished tallying. So let's put the numerical value. So here, this is 19. Here, this is 19 also. Here is 14, 15, 20, and 13. So the total of the frequency is 19. It's over 100. And perfect. Now for the next step, we need to find the class boundaries. So to obtain the class boundaries, we need to subtract 0.5 from each lower class limit and add 0.5 to each upper class limit. So here how it goes. So 81 so minus 0.5 magiging 80.5 to 90.5. So madali lang ito, guys. So from 91 to 90.5 to 100.5. Add and subtract lang ito, kaya madali lang yung class boundaries i-determine. So 100.5 to 110.5. 110.5 to 120.5.
120.5 to 130.5. 130.5 to 140.5.
Ganyan lang kadali paano makuha yung class boundaries. Now, for the next step, let's find the relative frequency. So, in finding relative frequency, it can be found by dividing each frequency by the total of frequency, which is 100. So, let's start. So, 19
Divide 100 was 0.19. So let's put here 0.19. So that's how it easy how to get the relative frequency. Then 19, so 0.19. Then 14. 14 divide 100, which is 0.15. 0.14. Next 15 divide 100. 0.50. 0.15. Then 20 divide 100 is 0.2. And last is the 13. So 13 divide 100 is 0.13. So that's how it goes,
how to get the relative frequency. Now, let's proceed to percentage. The next step is percentage. So, in getting percentage, it can be found by multiplying 100% in each relative frequency. So, this is the formula. So, frequency divide n, then times 100. So, madali lang kunin yung percentage. Ito ay 20 and 13. Ganyan lang, simple. So, example, here, 20. I-calculate natin para sure. 20 divide of 100 equals 0.20. So, i-times natin 100. So, yeah, 20%. So, ganyan lang kadali ang pagkuha ng percentage. Now, let's proceed to cumulative frequency, which is very easy. Okay? So, in getting cumulative frequency, it can be found by adding the frequency in each class to the total frequency of the classes preceding that class. So, here, let me show you guys how to get the cumulative frequency. So, here, 19 plus 19 equals 38. So 38 plus 14, the next number, equals 52. Just add all, guys. Plus 15. So 52 plus 15 plus 15. 67. Then 67 plus 20 plus 20. 87. And lastly, 87 plus 13 equals to 100. Ganyan lang kadali pagkuha ng cumulative frequency. And next step, the last, is the midpoint. So here, guys, let me show you how to get the midpoint. I'm sure madali lang ito. Promise. So guys, let me show you how to get the midpoint. So midpoint can be found by getting the average of the upper limit and the lower limit in each class. So this is the formula. x1 plus x2 divide 2. So here, let me show you an example. So the lower limit, which is the 81 plus the upper limit is the 90 plus 90 equals 171. Then divide it by 2. Divide 2. So that is 85.5. That's how we get the midpoint. 85.5. Then next is the 91, the next class. 91 plus 100 equals 191. Divided by 2, 95.5. 95.5. Diba? Ang dali lang pagkuha ng midpoint. Next class, the 101 and plus 110 equals 211. Then divide it by 2. So 105, 105.5. Then proceed, then yan, ganyan lang kadali. 111 plus 120 equals 231 divided by 2, 115.5. Then, ganyan lang guys. Basta ito yung formula x1 plus x2 or the upper limit plus the
lower limit plus upper limit, divide it by 2. That's how we get the midpoints.
And that's it, guys. That's how we construct a frequency distribution and determine the following. So following the range, we determine the range, the interval, the class limits, here the IQ scores, the class boundaries, the relative frequencies, percentage, cumulative frequencies, and midpoints. So I hope na may natutunan kayo, and thank you for watching.